Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just want to apologize for not having posted a video within the last day or so. I've just been really busy, and unfortunately, it kept me from being able to do this. But I did happen to store away some articles that I put together here. I wanted to kind of touch base on here one by one and draw out this broader picture of really how big of a reach Ripple possibly has here. And I'm using the word possibly because we don't know exactly what is in store for Ripple right now. We just have a lot of speculation and anticipation. But nonetheless, I think that what we're seeing is rather important here. For example, there's this Money 2020 Tour event that's been taking place. And I think it's a worldwide event. And this one just happens to be more focused for USA. But why I bring this up is because Ripple is actually going to be speaking there at this particular event. And it starts today, I believe, and carries out through the 24th. And of course, we do know that we have Ripple representatives going to be speaking, or at least part of an exhibit at Swift Sibos event, which I believe takes place tomorrow. Now, nonetheless, I do believe that here we have Chris Larson from Ripple, David Schwartz, we have Kahina Van Dyke, and Ashish Birla. They're all four going to be speakers at this particular event. This happened for Money 2020. Now, I'm bringing this up because I think that there's a level of importance that we should be looking at here regarding, again, this possible reach that Ripple might be having. Now, of course, this is the website for the Money 2020 event for USA, and of course, you can check it out yourself. But I'm bringing this up here because there are going to be a bunch of keynote speakers there on top of Ripple being speakers. If you see here, you got Wells Fargo, Sir Richard Branson. You have people from Operation Hope. If you scroll over, you have Citigroup, BlackRock, the Corcoran Group, Shopify, PayPal, City of Dallas, CNBC, Steady. Some of these names you have to obviously take with a grain of salt, but there are some big names: Morgan Stanley, Coinbase, Stripe. So the list goes on and on as far as keynote speakers that are going to be there at this event here, right alongside of Ripple. And I'm bringing it up because we have already heard mention of quite a bit of companies coming out saying that they're getting ready to use things such as XRapid or having XRP added to their either exchange or their platform for it being used to and implemented more for like a mass adoption type of approach, but also showing, I believe, other institutions and banks if this is going to work properly. And that's my guess. And I say that because, again, we've had references of Via Americas. They are a big win for the XRP investors. Obviously, here we've talked about this. What I thought was interesting here, and I'd mentioned this in the past, this has also been mentioned by other YouTubers as well, but what I thought was really important here was that we emphasized the idea that Via Americas is a private company. The International Finance Corporation, a part of World Bank Group, is the company's second largest shareholder. So we have this connection there where IFC is the second largest shareholder of Via Americas. And of course, they are part of World Bank Group. So we have this large connection there. Not saying that anything outside of Via Americas is going to be using XRapid, but what I think is taking place is using these bigger institutions like this to see if the product would work properly. That way, if it does and it shows progress for larger institutions, then more people will be able to jump on board. And of course, I think we would know then if they're using XRapid, they're going to be obviously using XRP, which means that it's quite logical here that a lot of these banks have probably already purchased their fair share of XRP just to make sure that they are properly ready. But again, this is all my speculation. You can let me know in the comments section what you think. But nonetheless, again, we have this connection here, a big bank, Via Americas. Again, they're connected with the International Finance Corporation, which is part of World Bank. And of course, we know that There's also another partnership with Via Americas here, Cache Financial Solution, which is a mobile money solution that's being partnered with Via Americas. Now, again, this is not saying that they're going to be using XRapid, but all these particular partnerships could potentially be sitting on the sidelines watching Via Americas to see how that the XRapid potentially will work for them. And if it does, then again, my guess and speculation is that one by one, we'll start seeing these banks merging into something like XRapid as well to allow for their money transfers to go through faster and cheaper just as well. We know about that process simply because of XRP. Now, of course, I'm bringing that up because all of these little connectors here, I think between that, we also have reference here that another particular partnership, this is a little bit older news, but the Ripple reach has gone out to places such as Germany, where they've partnered with a bank in Germany. And I believe it's owned by DZ Bank AG, one of the third largest banks in Germany. So again, we have Ripple reaching out to multiple areas worldwide with their particular partnerships. Now, again, only a handful of this information is relating to any institution or company possibly using XRapid in the near future. We already have that, so I'm not, going to be stating that any of these new companies are doing that. Basically, these are just partnerships that are starting to happen, expose themselves publicly, and I think, again, what we're going to be possibly seeing is that any particular, again, bank or institution that's stating outright that they're going to use XRapid will potentially be guinea pigs for the rest of all these financial institutions. And this is where the interesting part comes in, because this right here is a list of all the banks owned or controlled by the Rothschild family. And I'm going to point out a couple of key things that have been mentioned in the past, but I just want you to get a general idea of how long of a list that even the Rothschilds have when it comes to how many banks they own. And we're also going to get into a particular section here where it's not just banks, it's more or less entities. So if you look here, they own the United States Federal Reserve. If you didn't know that, you should definitely research that information. But nonetheless, they own the Federal Reserve and the IRS. If you don't know much about that, most certainly look that information up. I've thought about doing a video on those two particular entities alone, but I don't know if I want to go too much into the politics of things. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how far of a reach this could potentially have. So, the Rothschilds not only own the Fed and the IRS and all of those banks, but if we go down here, this right here is very important. It says, there are two metabanks that offer loans to all the countries around the world, the World Bank and the IMF. The first one is jointly owned by the world's top bank families, with the Rothschilds at the very top, while the second one is privately owned by the Rothschilds alone. So, how far is Ripple's reach? My guess is we could potentially see Ripple expanding outwardly to more banks than we even thought were going to happen. So, again, my speculation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know that there's other talks of things happening with the Rothschilds getting into blockchain technology, but my guess is on the banking side of things, the cross-border transfers and payments, I think there's a good potential that the company they're going to settle with would potentially be something like Ripple, because they already have a working product and they're just using banks at this point in time as guinea pigs. But let me know again in the section, the comment section, what you guys think. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good day.
And hey, if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit that like button. It definitely helps get this information out there to as many people as we possibly can. And also share this content out with everybody. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. This channel has been growing by leaps and bounds, and I could not have done it without you guys. If you really want to help this channel grow, please donate to my Patreon page. Even $1 a month would be amazing and would absolutely go right into my channel to make it more professional for you guys and allow me to create even more content. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have a wonderful day.